Hello, I'm Bill Kerr,
And I'm Ringle.
and we're here at Modern Quilt Studio. The International Quilt Museum asked us to share our thoughts about our outside-the-box quilt, which they've included in the Modern Meets Modern exhibition.
One of the things that we always talk about when we're discussing our quilts is that we do not look toward the past for inspiration, and our quilts are generally expressions of the time in which we live and inspired by modern day forms and technology and trends and culture. And in particular, that quilt, Outside the Box, was very much inspired by the idea of approaching the quilt as a three-dimensional appearing form, as opposed to the other quilts that are in the exhibit that are definitely very flat and very and intended to be very two-dimensional in their form. If you look at the graphic nature of Outside the Box, you'll see that the other quilts in the exhibit are also very graphic to varying degrees, and that box form is very, very strong in all of the quilts in that part of the exhibition.
And that form, that kind of square form that unites those four historic examples and ours, also helped us to accentuate the color work of our quilt. One of the real differences in this grouping is that we were using this kind of three-dimensional illusion to draw your attention to the color, the intense color juxtaposition of the oranges and red oranges, yellows within our frame and square combination. They're all tone-on-tone prints, and that color play among the different blocks is what we were super interested in, and we kept an analogous color palette, a limited color palette, just so the viewer would notice the subtle differences even more.
And as we were developing the pattern and the construction for Outside the Box, we made note of the fact that it's similar in construction, if you look closely, to a log cabin block.
It wasn't intended.
It wasn't intended that way, but because of the way we placed the colors where we did, it doesn't appear to be the case. But if you look up close, you'll be able to see it's similar in construction.
Yeah, a log cabin block is usually one small square in the center, and then the same size strips working their way around, where ours is kind of a big chunky brown center, and then the strips that work their way around are different thicknesses, so you end up with this frame and box illusion.
Enjoy the show.